Namaskar. Our most respected Honorable Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi ji, respected Governor of Maharashtra, Sri Acharya Devabrat ji, respected Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Sri Devendra Fadnavis ji, respected Deputy Chief Ministers of Maharashtra, Sri Eknath Shinde ji and Sri Ajit Pawar ji, respected Minister of State, Government of India, Sri Shantanu Thakur ji and Sri Kirtivardhan Singh ji, respected Excellencies, Minister of various state government, esteemed global CEOs and valued dignitaries. Namaskar. It is with great joy, humility and deep respect that I welcome you all to this landmark occasion, India Maritime Week 2025, and especially till session, the Maritime Leaders Conclave. With the participation of more than 85 countries, 450 plus confirmed speaker, 500 plus exhibitor, 13 concurrent international event, and more than 1 lakh delegate. This edition of the Maritime Week is not just larger in scale than before, it is richer in vision and deeper in deliberation. It is also more inclusive in participation, reflecting the rising global stature of India's maritime ecosystem. We are truly honored by the gracious presence of Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji, whose visionary leadership has transformed India's maritime landscape. Maritime India Vision 2030, Maritime Amritkal Vision 2047 are shining example of sharp vision and smart strategy. These are the reflection of the Honorable Prime Minister's conviction that the sea is not a boundary, but a bridge to prosperity. For decades, this remained a dream. It is this foresight of yours, sir, that has led to the construction of India's first mega port at Vadavan in Palghar, Maharashtra. India today contributes to more than 10% of global seafarers. 1 in every 5 global seafarers is going to be an Indian by 2030. We are also expanding our footprint in cruise tourism, aiming to become the Asia-Pacific leader with a 10-fold increase in passengers traffic. Equally transformative has been the decisive push to India's shipbuilding sector. For the first time, 70,000 crores package has been carved out for shipbuilding, demonstrating the Honorable Prime Minister's resolve to make India not just a ship-using, but a ship-making nation. Under your visionary leadership, sir, we have also seen long overdue legal reform take shape. The passing of 5 landmark maritime bills in the last parliament session is a testament to your commitment to modernizing India's maritime governance, removing colonial relics and empowering industry through clarity and simplicity. Perhaps one of the most quietly revolutionary changes has been in the inland waterways sector. Thanks to the Honorable Prime Minister's consistent focus on sustainable transport, that in the last 11 years, operational waterways have increased 10 times. Cargo throughput registered 700% growth. And we are witnessing the emergence of an entirely new logistics stream that is green, cost-efficient, and multimodal. But the vision does not stop at commerce alone. With the creation of National Maritime Heritage Complex at Lothal in Gujarat, we are also reclaiming and honoring our maritime legacy. In the word of Honorable Prime Minister himself, Vikas bhi, Virasat bhi. This initiative embodies the balance of progress and pride. Today, India stands as one of the most attractive destinations for global maritime investors, industrialists, not merely due to policy initiative, but because there is a clear and stable leadership that has placed maritime development at the core of national progress. This program itself stands testimony to the kind of enabling environment created by Honorable Prime Minister, where vision meets execution, policy meets industry, and innovation meets opportunity. Only under such dynamic leadership can an event of this scale, uniting maritime thinkers, investors, and industrialists from across the world, become possible. Before I close, I extend my sincere gratitude to the Government of Maharashtra for its unwavering support in organizing this important conclave. Maharashtra has always held a central place in India's maritime journey, and this partnership strengthened our shared goal of making India a true maritime superpower. I also express my thankfulness and deep gratitude to all the ministers from the foreign countries and global CEOs present here for their very valuable participation and fruitful engagement in the India Maritime Week 2025. Thank you. Jai Hind!